Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new segment on the channel coming to you from PCTE Group of Institutes. This podcast is a space where we'll get to sit down with professionals as well as individuals to share insightful conversations on topics that matter. My name is Tuwelihe Mabena, and today, joining us today is a very special guest. His name is Mr. Mick Walvisch, all the way from the Netherlands. Thank you for being with us, Mr. Mick.
Thank you for inviting me and having me.
Thank
Yeah, I was so looking forward to this, moment.
Thank you. So, again, please, if you tell us a little bit about yourselves and what is it that you.
It's for me a very special moment. PCTE, it's the first time that I'm here, but I'm visiting now this region exactly 2 years. My first visit was January last year, and I was very blunt because I was never been in India. I've been to many countries around, so I'm now more than an expert even, and not only in education, but also with habits, foods, culture, and I love Punjab. So I hope you're going to ask me a few things about your culture, but the reason that I'm here is that I'm in an exchange program. I'm from the Netherlands. I tell my age just one time. I'm 60. I'm with pension now for 5 years, certain pension, because as an entrepreneur, you never go on pension. But 5 years ago, I made a decision to change my life, and not because it was necessary, but it was made out of a choice. Because if you are working like me, as an entrepreneur, and you do it for so many years, then sometimes you have to reinvent yourself. So I said to myself, I want to share my experience, and I want to bring over the torch of my experience and knowledge to people that are now in front of what's going on. And as we know, a lot of things are going on. So I choose in innovation, incubation, and education to get my service. And I'm working for an NGO from the Netherlands. The name is TOM. And what we are doing, we have 1,200 experts in all kind of sectors and domains, and they're all around the globe. And as a volunteer, I'm here for 2 weeks. I'm working with students, with professors. I do trainer programs, and my specialty more or less is, not to wake up people, to connect people, but to help people to get the best out of themselves. I'm a believer that we are in a time frame that openness and connectivity is very important, that we need to bridge many things, social, but also in what's going on. So that's why I'm here. Yeah, that's why I'm here. Yeah.
I love how passionate you speak about what exactly that you do. So, going on to the next question, I'll ask, what is it that actually sparked the idea of getting into entrepreneurship?
Well, that's a question when you are young. I started with my first company in advertising when I was 21. I think one of the things an entrepreneur has in his heart has the message you want to accomplish with life. I'm speaking a lot about purpose. I was always a bit different. I'm from a very creative family. My father is still alive. He's an architect. My mother, well, she's not there anymore. She was an artist in jewelry. So the matter of creativity was always around us. But the past, the way I was, educated was also a bit different. My family history is a bit different than average. I'm again from the Netherlands. I'm from a generation, I'm 60, so I'm from a period that there was no internet, even no mobile phones. And my first study was I went to the Academy of Art, and I got my degree in graphic design, typography. So I started just, in a studio with myself. But because of, and I still have it, my curiosity, I got in contact with people. I asked them questions they never had, like, okay, when you are in advertising, people are giving you a briefing about the product, the service. But the cool thing was that I also had my own ideas about their product and services. And there it started, that they said to me, hey, Mick, this is interesting. Maybe you can share more about your thoughts, about your concepts, about your ideas. So, it was walking through the forest. I got the opportunity to do other sessions, I got to know in contact with design thinking. I visited a few places that was really spectacular in universities. I was not, I didn't have any intention to do universities, not as a keynote speaker, but maybe because also after this one, people are asking me, hey man, you're 60, you're still that energetic. Where does it come from? Are you using drugs or Red Bull the whole way? No, it's my natural thing. And I accept that nowadays. That's the sparkle in myself. And it's a bit like a flame, I carry it all my life. I think it's from my mother's, also from my father's side. But yeah, it's my passion to be in touch, to open hearted, to be with people and help them. And I choose this path, to fulfill my prophecy in a way. And the cool thing is in this answer, with everything I know nowadays as a wise man, I'm a bit older. I don't know if I should walk that path. Life is too short for ordinary experiences. Is my motto, more or less. And I'm still with that. I still try to be childish and to be open and don't have any, I call it black matter in a way to people around me like, okay, I know you or you looking to you like this. I try to be still naive in that spot here. And that's also what brought me to India, to be honest. But we're going to talk about it later for sure. Yeah, thank you.
All right, so what would you say was the biggest challenge that you faced when starting off earlier on with the entrepreneurship journey?
Well, I can give many technical questions, but I keep it with myself. Um, when you're an entrepreneur, you're a loner in a certain sense. I waked up every day with a lot of ideas. And then, first of all, when you don't have a career, you need to convince people. You need to find people that want to invest in you or want to go with you, want to walk with you, or yeah. And that was never a problem. It was never a problem. It was a very natural way to work together with people as we are working together. I want to give you a compliment, by the way. Amazing. No, but it's the way, man. So if you come up with the right energy in a certain setting, then I think things are happening. So, but I think my main challenge was to stay in a way connected with people that were sometimes a bit doubted about not my honesty in business, but they ask me sometimes, the way you are, man, it's so natural. How is it? Is this real? But that's me. I what you see, what you get. And I think that was in a way a challenge. The other thing that was a challenge was um, I'm very fast. Still, I am very fast, also with sports and things like this. Sports health is very important. Also, we're going to talk about that part. I'm always fast and I'm always quite interested in people. So people sometimes thought, what is the reason that you are so attached to me? But it was always for my heart. I never had a hidden agenda or something. I hope so, guys. I never had a hidden agenda. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sure when you're starting off, there's mistakes that you may make along the way. So what would you say are those mistakes that you might have made, and what are the biggest, the biggest lessons that you've learned from the mistakes they made?
I think my biggest lesson from mistakes is that always stay yourself. I think I made some decisions also in my business that I became rational. No, there is a matter of being empathic and follow your intuition and being rational. There was a period in my life, I think it was around 2012, that there were some big things happening, economy wise in the Netherlands. I was in startup scene and I founded a startup and that startup failed. And because of reasons that can happen. And in that time frame, failing was not a pleasure. In the United States, when you fail, people are even say to you, hey, well done. And there are many reasons why you fail. That's to do with trust or a party that ran out of business. And it was not like that. No, it was not the moment for that business. Sometimes when you do something in life, there are three words. It's the moment, and the moment. So sometimes you're too early, sometimes you're too late. Sometimes things are not coming together or there is competitor coming up, whatever. There are thousands of reasons. And I was so touched about that part. It was 2012. It was also 6 months before my mother died. So I was quite in an emotional roller coaster. And I tried to be rational. And of course, in life, there needs to be a balance, between rationality and I call it emotional things. But I was too rational. And then I made a few decisions that were more or less Excel based instead of my feeling. But it's the soft skill side, the soft skill side. Of course, I made mistakes. Every day I do it. But, I don't see it as mistakes. I see it as steps in life to overcome. And what I also said today to my group of students, I don't believe in criticism. It's feedback. Criticism is like music. So I can learn every day too, even in my 60s. I became 60 last year. That was a big step, by the way, for me. Um, but it's a certain, I think it's the way how you perceive life. So it sounds a bit bold, and maybe people think it's an ego. I loved that I make mistakes. I loved that I was confronted with hard times in my life because I think it made me who I am. And also in the work that I do nowadays, because every day I'm with thousands. Today there were 400. Last week there were 1,500 students. You need to be open-minded. And open-minded also means my own mindset. We are talking a lot about mindset during my sessions. You were there. I think everything starts, is connected with a certain mindset. And that's a very interesting topic. If you are willing, look at my hands, if you're willing to embrace and you want to work with people that are maybe not secure or don't have the confidence. India, don't buy India. So that you need first to create safety. It's all about love, safety, and to create the openness to them that they are willing to make a step forward. So then it first start at myself, make that step forward. And if you make a step forward in your life, you never know where you will come. But if you believe not only in yourself, but also in the goodness of people around you, yeah, then make that step, and open your eyes and go there. But that's my mindset of love. Yeah. And my belief, by the way. Belief. Yeah.
I love that. So, would you say that in order for someone to get into entrepreneurship, there's certain skills that a person that they'll need to actually be able to thrive in this industry? So, what are those special skills that a person may need to have their own startup probably in the future?
Yeah, it's a very good question. I also discussed it this week with those professors and teachers because I think there is a shift between hard skills and soft skills. I think because of everything that's going on, we are in a transition, okay, big transition on every level, every subject, social, politics, the world is, whoa, world is in shift. I think nowadays, that's also the work that I do, is that I am more into soft skills. When I do those boot camp sessions, of course, people are not aware of the quality of themselves. There we are. Yeah. Also, that's my experience here in India. I want to bring it a bit in focus to India. So there are people with great ideas, amazing personalities, but they are not able to talk. They're not able to speak. Maybe that's a better word because they are shy. They don't have the confidence. And then if I talk with them one to one, they also tell me, Yannick, you are risk averse, we are protected, we have our systems. I think as an entrepreneur, you need to explain, of course, you need to show yourself. Not as an artist, and I'm not an artist myself, but you need to tell people, hey, it's coming from my heart. You see my body now? Not that I do it in a theater way, it's really my body that comes like, hey guys, come on. This is what I want to do. This is my belief. This is my purpose. This is what I want to show, you know? And I think soft skills nowadays also, and that's why I'm so happy in this college. I make a compliment to the management. We come from a time frame that hard skills where there's no books, hard skills. And I love my college professors, but with the shift, I call myself a facilitator. No, I'm not a teacher. I'm not a professor anymore. You know, I'm a facilitator. So if I facilitate you in making your dreams, well, bring your dreams to where you want to bring them. And if we are on the same level and there is no difference between us, then there is a flow, you know, a flow of energy. And then the flow of the continents is coming. And I'm more into soft skills. So those boot camps about pitching, about business modeling, okay, those are all matters or subjects that's important. You know, you need to know what is your value proposition, of course. You need to, well, make it visual and you need to pitch. But I think the first step is the mindset. And the second thing then is soft skills, you know. And I'm very happy because I see that this generation here nowadays is open for that part. And secondly, but I think even more important is that your system, your education system, is also opening itself, you know, even professors, to embrace this. I've been a few times also in the Delhi area. That's, of course, a metro. There you can think it goes faster, you know. But in Punjab, you know, I'm very positive about Punjab. Bring me here more. I love Punjab. And with this culture, you know, the mix of culture is also helping because I think in Punjab there is something going on, you know. And yeah, I think it's helping, you know, as a springboard, you know, as a subsoil for an upcoming future. And maybe a few words about that in general. What happens in India is that half of your, I think, is under 30 years old. So things are changing, you know, your parents maybe are into like, okay, go for a job, you know, for the government. But what we need in this economy, that's why I'm here, we need job creators. So that's the reason, eh? Let's be serious, eh? I'm not on a holiday, huh? Hey, I'm on a holiday in my mind, yeah? But I'm not on a holiday. So we need to transform into a more job creating economy because, of course, also internet, you know, big banks become smaller. Competition comes from all the sides, and that's what I'm doing here now. You know, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I've attended about 2 of your workshops, and I must say that I've really enjoyed them because for me personally, you've opened up another door for me because, like, how can I call it? Most of us, when we're here in university, the only thing that we usually think about is to be someone else's employee. So you being here has opened up that door for me to be like, you know what? I can create another opportunity for myself to be an entrepreneur and open up other opportunities for job creation for other people as well. So since I'm still in university right now, what can I do to start preparing myself to be an entrepreneur and a successful one for that matter? Because at times it's very difficult, you know, you don't know where to start in terms of like probably I have an idea, as you mentioned that others can have an idea, but they're shy and I don't have any access to any investors. Like I'm blank. I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, yeah, I do. Yeah. Well, I try to give you an answer in short because you were in my workshop, and I think the way you talk and what you took out, what you just shared, it starts somewhere. So it starts mindset. Uh, I call myself sometimes the guy who's at the door. You remember maybe from the workshop. Doorbell, ring, ring, ring. So first you have the awakening. That happens. With you, I know, it awakens. And then, and that's the great thing of India with all kind of facilities. Like Shark Tank, Startup India. There are more and more facilities for people like you that helps you like a flower. I think there is a lot of seed. And you know the sentence, of course, it starts chicken egg or seed flower. I think when you put seed in the ground, you will get amazing flowers. That's the way I call India at the moment. But you need to start with it. And then if you have the seed, you need water and sunlight. And in this metaphor, I'm a bit the water and the sunlight, you know? So you need to have the system that is helping you to waking up, as what we did this week, these 2 weeks. Some people find their path on their own, but they are blessed because of the universe, or blessed because they have the character, or blessed they have the luck. Now, some people have the luck that you meet someone and that person is, well, there on the right moment. I can tell you one thing about my life. I don't believe in coincidences, you know? I am a believer of the universe, even with us, you know? You are sitting here. The funny thing is, she was in my workshop and now you're sitting on this table. Can you imagine? I was not prepared for it at all. So the cool thing about our energy flow is that we are both into a certain matter. Yeah. So again, back to your question. I think you need to create a facility that's a culture. This college is working on that. And again, compliment for this college. So you need to create, I call it, a circumstance where people like you, like sport facilities, can train, have good coaches, have all that's a necessity, you know, to become better. And I think India is in that particular time frame. So wake up, be there, and reach out. Of course, I can't give you the phone number of, I don't know, of Shark Tank or the email address, but if these are coming together like energy balls, you know, and you are open to get it. And another thing is, okay, we need job creators. We need a lot, but we also need have people that are seeking jobs. I'm not talking only about entrepreneurship. I'm also talking about intrapreneurship. Also this we don't know. We also need people that take jobs, but we need people with another mentality. Sorry, this is not that I say the mentality is not right, but big companies nowadays, you know, a bit about innovation, the curves are so fast. I mentioned the example of the bank. You know, that bank in India with thousands of employees and thousands of officers. And then in a moment, there was that application, Blakit. It's not a bank. It came up 5 years ago. Everybody is using it. So if you have a store and you're selling materials, what's your answer? So innovation, you know, becomes so important. Reflection, perspectives, you know. And this is what you're doing here in those 2 weeks. To be honest, it's almost over for me because I go home. And I will miss it because it gives me also, yeah, you know, the present, the flowers, the flowers. Yeah, here we are. Yeah.
I love that. So everything basically starts in the mic seat, really. Okay, so what's one piece of advice that shifted your mind from a very young age that made you focus on your entrepreneurship and not be someone else's inquiry, perhaps?
This is for me a very difficult question. What I always was in my life an entrepreneur. I have never had a job. That's maybe a good answer. Because I think this example comes up. If you want to tell someone how to clean the toilet, first you need to clean the toilet yourself. It's a famous one. I think for me, entrepreneurship with the knowledge I have now, after 60 years, my dear, you're gone. So you're coming, you know. So I made my mileage, I made my mileage, okay. With what I know now, it was my path, it is my path, it was my path. I think I can't do anything in another way. I think I found a way to express myself. And this has a bit to do with my family history. I'm not going into details, but I'm coming from a family that was always in a surviving mode. Yeah? Maybe you recognize a bit in that part. You were talking a bit about your culture. So you need to fight a bit more for yourself than average. You know what we're talking about. So I think it's also a big part of my DNA. That I always I never wanted to be rich. I never wanted to have a big car because I think that's secondary. I also always wanted to do something for the people. That was there, you know. It became entrepreneurship. It became what I did, my companies that I founded, my recent activities as a POM expert. Sometimes there is no answer in life. Sometimes you only have to embrace it, the now. There's a famous guy who wrote a book and he said, okay, the past is an illusion, the future is an illusion, live in the now. That's what I'm doing. I also had my challenges. If you become older, health is there. I still want to do everything in life what's there, but the years are counting. And for me, that's a very interesting thing because there are so many things coming up. The next upcoming years, you're young, and I want to be there. I still want to be there to play with it as a playground, to coach people, to be there. I don't want to go to the moon, but the next upcoming decade, I dare. It's wow, what comes? Yeah.
So I'm sure I didn't speak for myself or you when I say this, is that you've been really an inspiration, but just talking about your background in the industry and all these things that you have really achieved in life. So what would you say is like your final advice that you'd like to give the viewers out there that they can probably be more motivated to have their own businesses or startups?
Well, I think I expressed a few things today. Uh, be open minded. It's the open mind. And open minded doesn't mean lose yourself. Be open minded. Open minded means connect, be interested. Don't say no, say yes. Go to places, be curious, dare to ask questions. Yeah. Uh, be a servant. I think that's very important. A tip, yes. Uh, but I think the most important tip is be as you are. Because in India, there are so many people that try to copy personality. Of course, I know the work that I do, I'm quite familiar with it. And I'm easy, with a group, 1,000 of 10 or whatever ages. And, the queen, I was the queen of the Netherlands. Well, don't talk about that part, but of course, it was an amazing moment that comes in me. So, but I was there. But for me, there is no difference. That's why I mention it. People are people. Um, yeah, I think the most important part is what I just said. Be as you are and be love and spread the love. Please do. Please do.
Big key.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lake, for being with us. And it was a truly eye-opening experience. We wish you nothing but the best. And to the viewer, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment if you may. Until next time, bye.